Do you own a property? Has it got an electric fence around it? Have you just had it repaired, installed, refurbished? You can refurbish your electric fencing, it's not impossible. The posts, the wire and the springs, donor tensioners don't perish. It's basically just the plastic stuff. We've got a kit that we've put together with all the materials that you need to fix an electric fence. 90% of your repairs can be done, and that way you also keep your fence neat, that it looks good. When I drive past fences and I see trees against them and they look like a washing line, I know that fence is not running. It's impossible for it to run. The electricity that sits in the fence wires and a tree is against it, the power goes into the tree and it takes the power off your fence. You've got to keep your fence neat and clean. Keep any vegetation off it at a distance of 500 millimeters or more. When the wind blows and a tree is there, it's a flexible branch. If the wind blows hard enough, a branch can hook onto your electric fencing, ruin your fence, put it into alarm. Your fence is very valuable to you. You can order a repair kit from us, a DIY repair kit for electric fencing. You can just click on our WhatsApp link and order your repair kit from us. We've got videos on YouTube that shows you how to repair your fencing and even how to fix your energizer. Not fix your energizer as such, but to check that your energizer is functioning properly. There are ways and ways of checking it. Bobbin, hold the front of it. Okay, I've untied the bobbin. There's my screw. Pull the bobbin towards you. As you can see, there's a little slot in there. All you do is you twist the bobbin and you take it out. And when you put it back, you just put the wire back into the slot, put it on the bracket, and put your screw back into the post again. As you can see here, you've got an insulator that's sitting against a post. It has to be between the bare wire and the wall. It could be a post, it could also be a tree. You don't really have to even nail it in or screw it into a wall. You can actually use prattly putty as long as it sits. Over here, you've got your insulator. It's got a hole on that side and a hole on that side. Take your wire through your insulator, bend it over, then you use a ferrule. Your wire into the ferrule. There you go, and then you just give it a little bend over, so that the ferrule doesn't come out and that the wire sits inside the ferrule nicely. Then what you do is you take your wire, push it through the bracket. Let me do it from this side. A person can see instead of guessing. All you do is you tie your wire around the bracket, around the wire, on the bracket. Do yourself a favor, leave a little tail, because if you don't have a tail, you will battle to get this wire tied. This wire is very hard. Okay, if a fence snaps, what you do is you take a ferrule, put it in the wire, give it a fold like you normally do. Fold it back because you're going to put a lot of tension on the spring. And then what you do is you take your wire that is now snapped, push it through your ferrule, and then you can actually pull. Show the spring. Yeah, and pull it back again. There. This is what you have now, where you've actually gone and made a join in your wire. If your wire snaps, these wires can burn off, it depends. Now this is what you have where you've got a join. Just take your pliers and give this little ferrule a pinch, so it's a nice snug fit, like that, and that's your fence fixed if it had snapped. If you're going to put a spring into your insulator, as you can see there, I've got my wire running through here, and then I'm going to take the opposite side. The insulator is well insulated. Just give it a little bit of a bend, hold your wire together. There's your ferrule, put your ferrule back in there, Nice thing with it on the fence is you can actually pull it quite tight, bend it over and give it a little tail. Then you've got your spring. When you take your spring, put it pretty close to the straining insulator, like that. Now you can pull on your spring. When you pull your spring, pull it about that much. Hold the spring like that. Put your wire through your spring with your ferrule. Let me just put the ferrule on first. And then you take your spring, run it through your spring, hold that and pull your spring just a little bit, not too much. There's a tremendous amount of tension on the spring. I'm going to make it a little bit tighter because I can. There you go. And then what you do is you put your wire back into your ferrule, pull it back, fold it back. And that is how you put your spring in your fence. You can take this wire and run it back through your ferrule and just bend it back again. You can do it like that. I'm just going to cut this off here. Cut this tail off. These little tails can cause quite a few problems for you. So keep them short, keep it neat. There you go. Your spring is in. I haven't put this through this ferrule yet, but it will fit in there as well. And then fold it back and cut it. Okay. You know, going out doing these videos is a lot of hard work. Not only is it hard work, it takes a lot of time. I'd like for you guys to please like, share, maybe comment on the videos, subscribe to them. Let people get to know these videos. I'm actually going to create great detail and tell you about your gate motors and your beams and how they work. I also do the electric fencing. It doesn't help for me to just give you a little video on how to do something and you don't understand it. I've got these videos so people can understand what's going on around their property and everything else around them. This causes arcing with the HD cable that is now stale from sitting in the sun all the time. HD cable does perish. If this HD cable breaks and it perishes, then all you do is you replace this piece of cable. It can arc against this, and it can also arc against this post and take the voltage off your fence. We're going to replace the HD cable from the gate through to the fence. I'm just showing you how to join your HD cable. You can see we stripped the HD cable here. It's got 2 layers of plastic on it. It's well insulated. This is copper. Copper tends to corrode very quickly. So what we are doing now is we're just wrapping this around the electric fence strand, around the stainless steel strand, like that. And then what we do is we take press stick. I normally take press stick. I recommend you take press stick and cover all your joints so that you know you got no corrosion taking place on your fence and that your fence runs well, that you got proper connectivity throughout the entire fence. This is what the joint looks like. It will go grey and dark grey, and eventually it just blends into the background. And then from here you can see my wire, and you connect it up to wherever you took the other wire from. You connect it up to the other side of on the fence. You can look anywhere along the gate. It's normally on one of the pillars. I'm just going back up again. This is my gate contact here. This is the single gate contact. This is a gate contact that you normally have on your gates. As you can see, it's got a spring there. That spring is a spring that comes off the electric fencing. I've got some of these springs in the boxes. If the spring accidentally hooks onto that little pin there, spring and stretch it, sometimes these springs also break. You can replace them. If that spring is not there and that little pin is not touching the spring, this cable here brings the electricity from the fence, puts it onto this pin here, the spring puts it back onto the gate. This here is a gate contact. As you can see there, these 2 pins go into the gate contact here. I'm not touching it because they're on, but if you go back and you follow these wires, you've got a cable coming onto the electric fencing. It goes down on the gate, goes down, and as you can see, your fence returns here and it comes back again back into the gate contact into the back again. I'm just going to open the gate to show you how the gate contact works. You see it's released it. There it is. I'm going to stop the gate again. This is, if this thing doesn't make decent contact, your electric fence won't work properly. There are springs inside there. Check that everything is clean and that it at least makes contact. You can also order your repair kit from takealot.com.